we have created a cube. Next thing we're going to want to do is to start sculpting it. First tool I'm going to use is the Extrude Tool. In general, you always want to extrude faces. So first thing I'm going to do is select the face that I want to extrude. I'm going to select the bottom face. I know that the bottom face is selected because in the front view, it's on the bottom, facing down. In my multi-view, Y is up. So away from the letter Y is the negative value of the Y direction. So I could click right here. Notice that as I hover over these icons, I will see a preview of what is about to happen. Before you do that, again, make sure you are in the modeling mode and make sure that your tool shelf that you're looking at is the Polygon's tool shelf, okay? Then you could click on this and extrude, but that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to go under Edit Mesh and Extrude. Notice that I have another little box out to the side. That means that there are more options for extruding. I could add multiple divisions, I could taper, I could twist, I could give it an offset, I could adjust the thickness. For this intro first assignment, we're just going to extrude normally. So if you click Apply, it will extrude and leave the window open. If you hit Extrude, it will extrude the face and close the window. It's important not to click Apply over and over again. Let me say that again. It is important not to click Apply over and over again. I just clicked Apply and I extruded that face. It might not look any different. If I clicked Apply again, it would extrude again. Here, let me do that. Oops. Now it looks like I've only got one face. It looks okay, but actually I screwed up there. If you look under your the number of faces that are in your scene, I have 26. If you don't see this, you can display that under Display, Heads Up Display, Poly Count. Again, there are options of what you can display, but in general, the default poly count is just fine. So again, under Windows, or I'm sorry, under Display, Heads Up Display, turn on poly count, and you'll notice I have 26 faces total in this scene. One is selected, 26 in view, 26 total in this scene, okay? That's not right. I should only have the 6 faces of the original plus another 3 faces for the extrude. So let's hit Control Z. So we go right back to 6, which is how many a cube has. Let's go back up all the way to the very beginning. First thing I'm going to do is right click, face, select that bottom face, making sure it's the bottom one. Then I'm going to go under Edit Mesh, and I'm going to hit the word extrude. All right. When you do an extrude, you'll see this little handle. If the handle is really large, you can make it smaller by hitting the negative sign. If it's really small, you can make it bigger by hitting the plus sign. Okay? The cone moves this face that we've just extruded down. Well, the blue cone moves it down. The green cone would move it along the z-axis. The red cone will move it along the x-axis. And you'll notice that's not the world z-axis and the world x-axis. I'm sorry, world y-axis and the world x-axis. It's the relative to this face. So this face's normal was facing down. So for this one, it's a little screwball. Do not grab the center of the handle. It'll look like you can move things around, but this is moving things on more than one axis at a time. And in general, until you really know what you're doing, you don't want to do that. Use the little cones to move. The little cubes out to the side of the handle scale things. For scaling, you can use the middle, but let's move it up a little bit, and I'm going to show you another way to scale. If you hit the W key, this is our move tool all by itself. You don't have to worry about accidentally scaling things. You're just moving things, okay? Now I move up, down, I am moving that face. I am not scaling it. I hit R for resize, and I am scaling, okay? If I scale it along the green axis, it's not going to change anything at all because what I have selected is a face, and the face does not have any dimension on that axis. I can move it along the red axis, and it'll get wider and thinner on that axis, or the green axis, and it'll get wider and thinner on that axis, but the green axis doesn't do anything at all, okay? All right. There's also these little planes out to the side that moves it on these two axes at the same time. Same story for W, which is move. The way I like to remember these hotkeys is W is move, R is for resize, that's scale, and in between the two, E is for rotate, okay? So you have W, which is like an upside down M for moving the selected item, R for resizing the selected item, and E for rotating the selected item, okay? So now let's just move this up just a bit. This is going to be the edge of the hammer where it meets the wood, okay? So this is going to be the striking face. Back here, this is going to be the claw. Down here is going to be the handle, okay? So let's save that. File, save scene, hit continue if you're using a student version. And in the next video, we're going to get into some more advanced sculpting tools.